Hi guys, I'm Shmi. Hello and welcome back to the channel where you join me today at Garage26 in Miami, Florida, one of the most exceptional private collections of Ferraris and Porsches in the world. With huge thanks to the owners of this private family garage, today we have the opportunity to explore the amazing display of cars from the Ferrari Hypercars that we have all in a row here, to all of the different special, limited, rare, exclusive versions, all pristine examples of each. Now, of course, I'm here at the moment with the Ferraris. We have some Porsches down towards the end and a second area to go and look at as well, with more from the Porsche side of things. But this is absolute dreamland, and it's very exciting to be here. So let's have a look around then, here at Garage26. This is one of the most breathtaking locations that I've ever visited. The way that the cars are displayed is absolutely stunning. The memorabilia that surrounds them as well. And we're going to go through things in detail, but let's have a whistle-stop tour to get started. 550 Barchetta, LaFerrari, LaFerrari Aperta, Enzo, F50, F40, 288 GTO, the Ferrari Hypercars side by side. As we come through here, the SA Aperta. Behind that, the Pista Piloti, the 599 GTO, 512M. We have the new arrival of the 812 GTS. Behind it, the Speciale Aperta, the SF90 Assetto Fiorano, F12 TDF, Scuderia 16M Spyder. Another resident collection here. We have the Ford GT. Behind that, the 911 Turbo S Exclusive Series, 959 SLS AMG GT. As we come through towards the Porsches and wait to see what's around the corners, we've got the Pista behind the Speciale, the F12 TDF. But here, center stage, 918 Spyder Weissach. Then we have the Carrera GT, the Gunter Works 993. Some very, very special cars sitting behind, 964 3.8 RS, 993 GT2, and then the Flakbau as well. Over towards this way, a trio of Rufs, the CTR, the original Yellowbird, CTR2 Clubsport, CTR3 Clubsport. This is just the beginning. There are plenty more Porsches we'll be checking out in a moment, but it's not even just the cars, it's the way things are presented, the immaculate floors, the lighting, the artworks on the walls, the different bits of memorabilia, the wireframe Schumacher Formula One car, for example, just here, some of the amalgam models that sit around the cars that we'll be able to check out in a moment as well. But this is just the beginning, a collection of cars that are fully maintained, that are all the perfect examples of each, all going for their annual services. The Monza, in fact, the Monza SP1 is currently out from the collection, having been taking part in the Ferrari activities at Car Week. Normally that would be living just over here where the 550 Barchetta is at the moment, but also some of the other memorabilia that's around. The full carbon couch, the Tom Bates design Ferrari engine used for the coffee table, the carbon fiber chairs and table. Everything about this is just a dream, to be honest. So the 550 Barchetta, one of 448 cars, the open top version effectively of the Ferrari 550. Before we get to this lineup of the Ferrari Hypercars. Now, this doesn't need too much of an introduction, but I think we should blast back in time and head all the way to the far end of this line, to effectively where it began with the Hypercars, the modern era Hypercars, the bringing back of the GTO badge after the original 250 GTO in the 60s, but in this case, for the 1980s, 288 GTO with its 2.8 litre V8, a perfect example of the car. Next to it, the F40, one of just over 1,300 that they made, 2.9 litre V8 in this, one of the most iconic Ferrari shapes ever, that wedge design. The F50, one of 349, my favourite Ferrari of all time. Naturally aspirated V12, gated manual, and the open roof. You can have either the soft roof panel installed or a hard roof top as well. And this particular example is perfect. Looking at it, very special. And that's one of the things with the collection. These kind of cars were often supplied, as in the case of the F50, with a watch, with some shoes, with accessories, and all of those are here as well as part of the garage. We then move to the Giallo Modena Enzo, the car to wear Enzo Ferrari's name, one of 399, and then the 400th that was made to follow. We then technically had the LaFerrari, the Ferrari, as it would translate from Italian, one of 499 that they made of the coupes, Ferrari's first hybrid, the hybrid V12, and one of my favorite cars to drive that I've ever experienced. And of course, the open top version, the LaFerrari Aperta, one of just over 210 in fact in total, all with the distinctive liveries, only available in a very limited run of colours, but effectively celebrating Ferrari's 70th anniversary when they were introduced, having been launched in 2017, 70 years after the company was founded back in 1947. Seeing all of those though in a row is a very, very special opportunity, but we continue through some of the other super rare and limited special Ferraris. For example, the SA Aperta. This has also been one of my favourite cars. In many ways, it is a 599 GTO in terms of the upgraded 660 horsepower V12 engine, but with the regular GTB bodywork. But what makes it so special is having a removable roof. Now officially it was limited to 80 cars. There were most likely a few more than that, and then a limited run of those had this optional carbon fibre roof piece, but otherwise they would have had a manual roof which would only allow you to drive up to 80 miles per hour in total if you had the soft, effectively fabric umbrella installed over the top. But a very special car, a very rare car. Behind we have the Pista Piloti. Now the Piloti livery on the 488 Pista is effectively, or was effectively, only available to those who take part in the Ferrari racing events. For example, the Challenge Series, the XX, the Corsa Clienti, to have that extra livery. And there was, as a result, only just over 100 of them made in total. We then move to the 599 GTO, again the V12 that sounds truly incredible. 599 cars, the third car to wear the GTO moniker, one that many people thought might return with the F12 derivative before it was named the TDF, and this car with the black stripe over the yellow paint looks lovely. We've then got the 512M. I've always thought these were quite unusual cars, 501 made in total, distinctive from their headlights as opposed to, say, the Testarossa style lights that you might be more familiar with. We then have the 458 Speciale Aperta, one of 499 cars that they made of the Aperta, Italian effectively for open, the convertible of the Speciale, of which there were about 4,000 or so in total. But that legendary engine, the 4.5 litre V8, sounding truly fabulous in that car. One of the latest arrivals here in the collection is this 812 GTS, finished with the dark red stripes over the pearlescent white paintwork. I am a big fan of the 812 GTS, particularly the 6.5 litre NAV12 engine, and just how that sounds, especially driving roof open. We've got the SF90 Stradale Assetto Fiorano, the track package. So we have the optional carbon wheels and the Multimatic dampers on this version of the 1000 horsepower hybrid Ferrari, the first series production hybrid Ferrari. Then we move to the 16M, the convertible version of the Scuderia 16M, celebrating Maranello's 16 Formula One world titles when it was introduced, again limited to 499 cars, and the F12 TDF representing Tour de France, another historical Ferrari name, 799 cars in total that they made of the F12 TDF, and already that's been the stuff of dreams. Moving on to the resident collection here at Garage26, and more very exciting cars to walk around, including one very close to my heart, of course, with the memories I have with my own, the new generation Ford GT, the V6 era, of which Ford are going to be making just over 1,000 in total, compared to the 4,500 that they made of the previous V8 car, and this particular one in the iconic performance blue with the dual white racing stripes over the top. If we come through, we've got the Porsche 911 Turbo S exclusive series. They made 500 coupes with the distinctive exposed carbon fibre stripes that run over the top, the fastest version of the Turbo S available at the time. Then we have a car I think is fairly underrated, the Porsche 959, a record holder in terms of top speed in its day, and really the first of Porsche's supercars, succeeded since by the Carrera GT and the 918 Spyder that we can go and take a look at shortly. Another very rare car to see is the Mercedes-Benz SLS AMG GT Final Edition. Like the SLS Black Series, they made 350 of them in total, and it features a number of SLS Black Series components. For example, the full carbon fibre exposed weave that you can see on the bonnet here. We've also got a fixed wing at the rear, and it got a new set of wheels as well. But a very, very nice car, with that glorious 6.2 litre naturally aspirated AMG V8. If we come through here, a few more Ferraris, including on the left, the 488 Pista Spyder. Behind, we have the Speciale Coupe, and then the F12 TDF, in this case in the matching yellow with black stripe to the 599 GTO that we saw just before. And now, the Porsche area. Let's have a look here before we head to the second part of the collection and have a run through quickly of some of the really very rare cars that are here, including these three. We have the 964 Turbo S flat bow, the slant nose, the 993 GT2, and the 964 Carrera RS 3.8. Now, to give you a sense of the rarity, 77 cars, just under 200 cars, 55 cars, all again immaculate examples, very, very special to see, and surrounded by some very nice memorabilia as well, with the bonnets mounted up on the walls, the pictures, the books, the collections, the model cars, and everything that connects to them. Next up, we have a Gunter Works, which is based on the 993. This is the Carbon Noir. In fact, it has a full carbon fibre bonnet or hood, the full carbon dashboard that you can see as well, and the ducktail around towards the rear, as well as the 4 litre naturally aspirated flat six engine, just over 400 horsepower. But then we have the Rufs and the two Porsche supercars. To do them in chronological order, the Carrera GT, another of my absolute favourite cars, V10, naturally aspirated, manual gearbox, truly iconic in so many ways, and really also kind of the end of that era, the manual involving driving purists era of the car, early 2000s, just over 1,000 of them in total, and that in the yellow looks very, very nice, before technology significantly advanced with the arrival of the 918 Spyder, mixing the V8 with the hybrid system, setting the lap record at the time, the Nürburgring Nordschleife, 6 minutes and 57 seconds, and this particular car is the Weissach package with more exposed carbon fibre, the A-pillar surrounds, mirror caps, the wing, the carbon roof panels as well, and also with the magnesium wheels, the optional upgraded Weissach package to have the ultimate in the track performance, and also finished with the optional Martini livery that was made available as well, a link to the motorsport connections. And then we have the three Ruf cars, very rare. The original CTR, the famous Yellowbird, the only one that was produced in white out of the 29 cars in total. The original Yellowbird video from the Nürburgring, of course, making the car very famous, given that this could do over 200 miles an hour many years ago. Then the CTR2 Clubsport, one of only 11 in the yellow paint, another totally pristine example, and then the CTR3 Clubsport, which was one of only 7 of the Clubsport version that they made of this completely in-house effective project from Ruf. And I've always had a fantastic time visiting the team there, meeting up with Alois Ruf, who did take me out once in the original Yellowbird, but to see the trio together is something I don't think I've ever seen, and they are here at Garage26. But that's part of the Porsches. We need to head over now to go and have a look at the other side. Honestly, this is truly incredible. The second part of the Garage26 collection, and here the passion for Porsches with all of the different generations, some very limited, very special, very rare examples going back through the 992s, 991s, 997s, 996s, 964s and 930s, all again routinely serviced, all in immaculate condition, all looking amazing as we explore, and we'll go through a walk around here to go through some of the different cars. There are even 2 bikes down here as well, but we'll start with the red car, a 930 Turbo slant nose from 1989. We then have a pair of 993s, matching yellow to the left, the 993 Turbo, followed by the 993 Carrera RS. We then come to a car I'm more familiar with, the 991.2 911R, the R historical moniker, brought back for the limited edition model, the lightweight manual gearbox, 991 units of those. Then we have some of the 997s, we've got the 997 GT2, we've got the Ruf RT12, continuing the Ruf collection as well as part of the lineup at Garage26, and then 2 of probably the most special of the 997 generation cars, the GT2 RS, the Widowmaker carbon fibre bonnet, one of 500 cars, and then the GT3 RS 4 litre manual, last of the Metzger engine, one of 600 cars, only basically available in white and black, all very, very special raw driving experiences. If we have a look back around towards the other side and head down here, we have the 992 Turbo S, we have the 996 GT3 RS, very, very rare cars, the distinctive 996 headlights. This is the 964 Carrera 4 lightweight, one of only 22 cars, very, very rare, very special. The 1974 911 2.7, we've then got a 964 Turbo, the pair of Speedsters, the 997 Speedster, one of only 350, one of the rarest 911 models in fact to date. Then we have the 991.2 Speedster, of which they made 1,948 the year in fact that Porsche were founded, and finally the 996 Turbo as well at the end. But this is where the collection really began, this passion for the Porsches here at Garage26, and it's a truly, truly awe-inspiring room to see the cars displayed like this. Welcome back. Well, you might have noticed we are actually above ground, and behind me here we have the car elevators that bring them all up to be displayed in these showroom-like car lounges featuring each of the various different elements of the collection, and it really is something to behold as we explore around here. But I'd like to come through to show you a little bit more of the memorabilia and some of the amalgam car models. But quickly, before we head back there, have a look at this, the Ferrari Opus, the special limited edition book that Ferrari published, which are all numbered, and you can bet that this is number 26 of the run that they made at their 70th anniversary, and presented also in a particularly beautiful way as well. But if we come through back here, passing between the GTO and the SA Aperta, to show you some of the display items that are featuring back here. And this is what I really love, the mixture of the helmets with all of the car models. And come and check this out as well. The shelves and work surfaces themselves are actually carbon fiber also. How cool is that? But we've got the full 1:8 scale amalgam models, the 288 GTO, F40, F50, Enzo, LaFerrari Aperta, 16M, Speciale, GTO, and a Formula 1 car, and then some of the helmets up top as well, some of which are signed, but all wonderfully presented. All of the mirror-like surfaces, the gloss black, the floor tiles, the lighting, all make this such a wonderful place to be, such a beautiful place to be, not just because of the cars that are in here. And I think that's a big part of a collection, being able to also enjoy how they are displayed, how they are presented, as you know from so many of the discussions I've had along the way about my own collection. And prior to filming, I walked around with the owners of the collection, learning a little bit more about the stories, about how each car has a story, how there is so much passion behind assembling effectively the finest examples of each, knowing all of the details of each car. And that's not something I've experienced in all that many collections that I've visited. And I think that adds an extra element to this. It is a genuine family passion for Ferrari, for Porsche, and for the cars that are here at Garage26. So I can't say thank you enough to the owners for the opportunity to be able to come here, to be able to visit, and to be able to bring you along as well to share these extraordinary cars. For today though, that is all. Thank you for watching. Do go and check out Garage26. I'll pop the links to their social media down below if you'd like to see more of the cars, some of which of course are currently out at service, and the Monza that will be back soon as well, and I'm sure perhaps more in the future as well. For now though, thanks again guys, your support is hugely appreciated, but that's it for this time, and I'll see you again very soon. Cheers!